guys, welcome back to Digits. Today we're going to be talking about how to analyze 3D shapes. And I know this looks kind of like kiddish and like, oh my gosh, why do we have to do this? But there are some things that some vocabulary that we're going to need to know in order to be successful in this unit. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so a face of a three-dimensional figure is a flat surface that, is shaped like a polygon. And we talked about a polygon is any closed figure with three or more sides and angles. So as you can see, we have a face right here, and there's going to be a face right here too. So basically, a three-dimensional figure sometimes it'll have one face, but then other times when you have a cube, you're going to have several faces. Alright, so the edge of the three-dimensional figure is where a segment is formed by intersections of two faces. So this whole part right here is an edge. So it's this, this. All these are edges. Alright? Basically where the polygon meets the side, meets the top, all that stuff. Alright, and it's not the last thing, but one of the most important things is the vertex. We talked about this at the beginning of the year. The vertex is basically a fancy word for a corner. It's where three or more points of the edges meet. So for a cube, you have multiple vertices. When you say vertex, the plural version would be vertices. Okay, so I want you to pause the video and I want you to figure out A through E. Are these true statements or are these false statements? And as you go through it, think about it before you answer it and then push play to see if you got it right. So for A, the figure is a three-dimensional figure. Yes, it cannot be laid flat on a surface. That's true. You can put T or F, right out, true or false. I don't really care. The figure has three faces. That's false because this figure has multiple faces. There's one face, there's another face back here, there's another face up here. So there's way more than three faces. I'm going to say that's false. Alright, see, the faces are triangles. No, the faces on this right here are rectangles. The figure has 12 edges. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yep, there are 12 edges on this shape, so that would be a true statement. We have false, true. And the last one, the figure has 6 vertices. Well, let's count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, absolutely not. Definitely not 6. Okay? So if you guys see how this works, and also I posted a link on Google Classroom for you guys to see. It's going to take you, or it's an activity where it lets you kind of find the vertices of different shapes and stuff. So here are the faces. There are 6 faces. True, there are 12 segments where 2 faces intersect. False, there are 8 vertices. Okay? How many faces, edges, and vertices does the three-dimensional figure have? So let's see. Actually, I want you to figure this one out, and then when you get done, I'll show you the answer. Ta-da! So there are 8 segments where 2 faces intersect, so there are 8 edges. The figure has 5 faces, 8 edges, and 5 vertices. So if you got that, you are correct. Alright, so you need to kind of know what a prism is. A prism is a three-dimensional figure with 2 parallel polygonal faces of the same size and shape. Alright, and you also need to copy this down. Sorry, I told y'all there's a lot of notes today and a lot of information. The base of a prism, you're actually going to have several bases for a prism. The base is one of a pair of parallel polygon faces at the same size and shape. You name a prism for the shape of its base. So a little bit about how you can have more than one base for a shape, and it's going to keep on going like that. So you're going to have to read carefully and really look at the image before you just start selecting answers for this one. Alright, so the height of a prism is the length of a perpendicular segment that joins one of the bases. Since this rectangular prism, all the edges are 90-degree angles, the height of one of the walls will tell you the height of the prism. Okay, so that's not always going to be the case, but for a prism it will be. The lateral face of a prism, oh I know, you try to sing the leads, but let's look at this, is a face that joins the base of the prism. So lateral face is basically the side faces. You see here how it's like joining the base and the bases, of a prism. Alright, and then you have your right prism. You don't have to copy this down, but all lateral faces of the are rectangles. In this topic, assume that a prism is a right prism unless stated otherwise. So don't just assume that it's going to be a square prism. Just assume it's going to be a right one, where all of the bases are 90-degree angles. Alright, so name this figure. And let's see if you can figure it out. You have pentagon, pentagonal prism, a rectangular prism, or a hexagonal prism. So let's analyze this a little bit so you can see how this is going to go. We talked about hexagons in the last unit. We talked about how hex means 6. Alright? This shape right here does not have 6 corners or 6 edges, whatever you want to say. So the base, what you're going to look at when you're looking at one of the shapes, you're looking at one of the bases. It could be the top or the bottom for a prism because the prism has multiple bases. Okay? So as you can see, this prism has, this prism has 5 corners. So you know that a hexagonal prism is not an option. Rectangular prism. Now you're looking at one of the bases, you're not looking at one of the lateral sides. So you're not going to be looking here. Although it has rectangular sides, you're not looking at the sides, you're looking at the bases. Okay, so rectangular prism is out. It's either a pentagon or pentagonal prism. And even though we just said prism 18 times, I really hope you can realize that this is a prism. Okay? So, as you can see, the figure does not lie on a plane surface, therefore it is a three-dimensional shape. The figure has 2 bases, so it is a prism. The bases are pentagons, so the figure is a pentagonal prism. Now, somebody asked me in the last lesson, like, how do you know if it has 2 bases or not? Well, think of a prism versus like a pyramid. You would not want this to be the base of a pyramid. It'll fall over. Okay? You only have one base for a pyramid. So that pyramid cannot be a prism. However, here you have 2 big surfaces. So you have 2 faces. Alright, so I want you to think about this question before we move on to the homework. How is the number of lateral faces of a prism related to the shape of the base of a prism? Now let's think about that. Now, how is the number of lateral faces, that's the outside faces, of a prism related to the shape of the base of a prism? I want you to try to answer this question on a sticky note, and when you think you've got it, I want you to share it with a teacher before you get onto digits. Short lesson today, a lot of vocabulary, a lot of words, and I really hope you guys are successful on the homework. If you have any questions, please ask. Have a great day.